Today's story is about a man who manages his big sister's Onlyfans account but then makes a decision that changes everything. I highly recommend you listen all the way through because there's a detail revealed at the end that makes the story infinitely weirder. So without further ado, let's get started. My sister is a pretty famous cosplayer on Onlyfans. She has a lot of followers, so for privacy reasons I won't be mentioning her name here. However, I do need some advice, so I'll be using a throwaway account just to get things off my chest. At first, of course I had second thoughts when she mentioned that she wanted to do cosplay and then post them on OnlyFans. However, she is my big sister and I feel like she can make decisions what she wants. I've never been the controlling type and she offered to do it together. I would take her pictures, she would edit them, and I would manage the account. Not gonna lie, she is a bit socially awkward, so we both thought it'd be best if I did all the communication part from my end. I don't remember exactly when the account became not safe for work. I think it just came naturally. Her outfits became more revealing, more and more people started having unconventional requests, and their donations started growing as well. The requests were nothing too hectic, just regular not safe for work stuff, and she felt okay with sending them the photos, but I did most of the talking. It was really easy, since I'm a guy and I knew exactly how to get them hooked and interested. All of them were the same bath water and show me your feet and that kind of creeps. All of them for this one subscriber, because I really couldn't make out what he was up to. He would always text in this overly polite way with please and could you and such. But the weirdest part was that he was asking me to only text him. He wasn't asking for pictures, videos, voice messages, or anything like that, because that's usually what most people ask for from the start in order to confirm that they're definitely talking to a girl and not some weird dude. All he was asking me for was to text him in a certain way. Sure, he had some sick fantasies like CNC, coercion, yandere, but what made it really weird was those role plays were the only things he was asking me about, and he was very good with the donations on top of that as well. I wasn't sharing any of the chats to my sister obviously, because as I said, she doesn't enjoy the attention in general. Plus, if she knew what kind of weird things most of her subscribers wanted to talk about, it would make everything a lot more weird. She always uses very heavy makeup and wigs, so someone couldn't even recognize her if she were to walk down the street, without all the extensions, fake lashes and such. That's why she's able to enjoy her privacy and be quite popular at the same time. And get a very high pay as well. I mean, she's able to earn up to $10,000 a month, which is way better than what I get working at the local coffee shop. So as you can imagine, my sister and our little dog Bowser live a very nice life. Everything was going relatively fine until one day she asked me for a favor. Hey, I want to do a double cosplay, so can you model with me? Now this would have been a very regular request that I would have accepted if it weren't for one thing. The character that she wanted me to portray was a girl. Of course, my first reaction was to deny the whole thing, but she basically started crying that it was her dream, that she couldn't ask any of her friends because none of them knew who she was, and all that jazz. So in the end, after hours of begging, crying, and drama, I agreed. It was so weird. The makeup, fake lashes, the wig, the world's most uncomfortable costume, spending hours to get the perfect shot. That's when I realized I wasn't appreciating my big sis as much as I should have. Not gonna lie, I literally looked like a girl, plus I realized through the pictures how much me and my sister look alike. She seemed really excited and happy for the whole project. I guess it felt really good to finally do shoots with somebody else. After she edited the pictures, I posted them and went to work. On a little break I had, I decided to finally check the account, and that's when things started getting weird. It's nice to finally see you. That's the message that I got from the guy who always asked to text and never call. I found this text weird. That's weird. Haven't you seen my older pictures? I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you. Oh, you like my friend? Come on, I know that's you. I really did not know how to reply to that. I just stood there for a good minute or two contemplating on what to write, and that's when I got a picture. It was me standing in my uniform looking at my phone. You look so different in person. I quickly looked in the direction where the photo was taken from, but there wasn't anyone there. That's when the phone made a sound. "Over here, silly. You look really cute when you're flustered." And there was another picture of me from a completely different angle. That's when I realized the pictures were taken from outside the coffee shop. I ran out and looked around, but I couldn't see anyone in that angle. I didn't know how to feel about this, and I had no idea how to reply to the texts. After barely catching my breath, I heard the manager yell out my name. Going back the whole time, I felt like someone was watching. It was a very morbid feeling. How did this man know my name? How was that even possible? The manager just handed me a little cup where our clients usually leave tips for us. It was a small note saying, "Hey blank, I know where you work." I started to feel a bit nauseous. The stalker hadn't simply taken pictures of me from outside, but was in the coffee shop as well. I went for the security cameras and rolled everything back. The table that the note was left on was visible from one of the cameras. At one point just a few hours ago, I saw a young woman take the chair. Unfortunately, she was sitting with her back to the camera. However, this made me feel very weird. I could swear I thought the stalker would be a man. I never expected it to be a girl. All I could make out was the black hair. I saw one of my colleagues approach the table, and I grabbed my phone to give them a quick text about who was this woman, but the phone started ringing all of a sudden, and I went into the messages and instantly started to feel nauseous. It was a picture of our house with a text message. "I know where you live, blank." My big sister. That's all that was running through my mind. I dialed her phone number, and after what felt like an eternity, someone answered. It was a giggle. The voice was for sure a woman's, but definitely not my sister's. "You are very reckless for leaving your bag in a public place like that." And then they hung up. I tried to call multiple times, but no one was answering. I went for my bag and found that my keys were missing. All I could do was storm out of the coffee shop, not even giving my manager a decent answer. The texts were coming non-stop now from my sister's phone. "I'm in your house. Your sister isn't really all that pretty. I'm way better. Come over here and let's play. Don't call the police or I may have to hurt your sister." And she kept on sending pictures of my room, the living room, my sister's room. I ran as fast as I could and stormed into the house. All I could do was yell my sister's name. The silence made me feel nauseous, and then I ran to my sister's room and I could feel my stomach turn. Everything was a wreck. Her whole room was destroyed. Her clothes were ripped apart, her wigs as well. And on the mirror there were awful things written that threatened both mine and my sister's life. I started yelling for my sister, and suddenly I heard a little squeak, and it was coming from the wardrobe. The thing is that my sister has a little secret door to her wardrobe where she hides some of her personal stuff. You wouldn't even notice it, it's so small. And when I opened the handle, there she was, curled up in a ball, pressing her fingers to her mouth. "Thank God it's you." She kept on yelling that she's going to kill me. She was looking for me everywhere. I managed to hide in here, and she's crazy, I swear. I tried to calm her down, but what she said afterwards was something that made me freeze in place. The worst part is that our dog Bowser, who always barks at strangers, didn't make a sound. He was even playing with her, and she even took him with her. Bowser always barks at strangers and doesn't let anyone in. You know what this means? Whoever she wasn't a stranger. All of this was a huge shock to us both. Police weren't able to find out anything, and it was just casually brushed off like a usual break-in gone wrong. We never found my sister's phone, nor our dog Bowser. We decided to change cities and shut down her Onlyfans account for good measure. To this day, the worst part is that we can't trust anyone. That person could have been any one of our friends or acquaintances, but the truth is we will never know. I constantly feel like I'm being watched, and my sister stopped going out altogether. I found a job being a waiter, and it has gotten harder and harder to make ends meet. We can't even afford therapy for now. I honestly don't know what to do. That concludes today's story. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'd love your input. Is this just another reason not to get on OnlyFans, or is it an isolated incident? Let me know down below, and as always, I'll see you all next time.